You're listening to the Did You Hear Show.
Yo, morning, folks.
With your host, Jason Garvey.
Yo. Welcome back, folks, to the Did You Hear Show. I'm joined by my co-host, Mr. Jason Farrell, to me right.
What's going on?
What's happening, Jay? And on the decks, we have the Mr. Martin Murray. What's happening, brother?
What's the story, lads?
All good? Is that it?
I'm all good, yeah, sorry. I was doing my work, I was looking at the cameras.
You're not able to multitask anymore,
No.
Martin.
I lost my power.
Your magic powers are
The
gone.
secret
what?
weapons out the window.
What's happening? How are we doing?
Yeah, game ball horse yourself.
Oh,
How are you
good.
feeling? We haven't touched on your resurgence.
Yeah, I'm still not 100%, lads.
You're
believe it or
alive
not.
anyway.
Yeah, I'm alive, but
Taste,
it's
smell.
still not 100%. So, me back is still in fucking bits. Me taste and smell. So, it's weird, right? I went over to Tesco's today to get a few bits that, I thought, right, I'll definitely be able to taste this. A few sour jellies I got. I got spicy Doritos. I got strawberry milk. I got a few things.
Strawberry milk.
But Doritos couldn't taste. Fucking fizzy jellies couldn't taste. And then I drink the milk and I can taste it. It's fucked up. But my smell is completely gone. Still hasn't come back. And I think that's a big part to playing that taste, obviously. Do you know what I mean?
So
So
you're flat out on the strawberry milk now because that's the only thing you can taste.
yeah, it's I am actually. But you know what? I just want to touch on real quick that me stance on kind of the vaccine has changed a little bit. So I'll be honest, right? I know. Look, I know everyone is different, right? But personally, in my household, anyway, we all got COVID, and everyone that was vaccinated was grand. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Really? Who's vaccinated, if you don't mind me asking?
Me ma and me girlfriend. Me ma, me ma, me ma and me sister's girlfriend. Me sister's a dyke, by the way. Yeah. No, Manda. They were both vaccinated and they were grand, whereas me and my sister, who was also pregnant that got it, were in a bundle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was getting sick. I had whopper fucking body aches. Couldn't sleep. Obviously, no taste, no smell. Horrible cough. It was just fucking poxy. I'm glad that I'm actually just feeling myself again. Do you know
The
what I mean?
worst part about it was, like, as much as we sympathised with him for having COVID, I was fed up listening to his voice notes because every 2 seconds was
stop.
a cough. It'd be a 90-second voice note and it was only like 2 sentences, but the rest was coughing.
I tell you what, Gav, when you sent that picture when you were out the other side of it with the head shaved, the beard gone, it was like, holy fuck, mate.
I know.
Dropped serious timber.
I know, we did.
It was scary. Like, I seen it, I was like, he doesn't look well.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
know.
he was on death's door. Like,
And literally a week later, I'm fat again. Do you know, it didn't
That's all
take
them
me
sour
long.
jellies and spicy
Yeah,
Doritos.
100%. But yeah, so where I was going with it was
the vaccine.
the vaccine. Yeah, so and then I was never against it, by the way. Just let me get that out there. I was never against it. I just always said, look, I don't need it. I'll deal with it myself. I'll soldier on, which I did. But now, if I had the opportunity to go back, I would have got it. But now, exactly. But now I'm in a situation where, do I want it now? Do I still want it now?
6 to
after
9 months or something, and then you should get it. I
You've
think.
6 months,
Yeah.
isn't
Go
it?
through it again.
It's
But,
6
but,
months.
but now I'm saying, like, obviously I have the antibodies now, so it's that point of me getting it.
You have it
Do
for
know
6
what
to
I mean?
9 months, Jay, and then you're back to square one.
I
so
know,
you
I
need
know, I know. So
Yeah. Well,
my head's all over the place.
September.
Yeah.
Just
You
keep
obviously-
September in your head.
you obviously said it to me as well, didn't you? You were like, look, Jay, me and you weren't, like, we're very similar in terms of the fucking food we eat, put it that
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
you know?
Two girthy boys.
Yeah, and don't look after myself at all, like,
Pick with 2 C's.
Can't
Gym-
cycle
gym
for
wise.
shit.
can't cycle, the legs are fucked. But,
Noses attached to glasses.
yeah. But it was definitely, like, opened my eyes to it as well. And I was the same
Yeah.
as you. I was never
Yeah, man.
against it. Like, I just kind of, I needed to be fully sure before I done it. You know what I mean? And the fact is, I was never certain beforehand.
But answer me this, Jay. Now, in all seriousness, here, I'm not taking a shot.
Which
at you.
Jay?
Yourself.
Okay.
I'm
not taking a shot at you. Usually sounds like you're going to take a
Is this
shot.
a situation where you were doing research and didn't want to, or was it pure
No,
laziness?
no. Like, it
Because I
was.
just feel it was laziness for most people.
No, it was on both ends. Like, there was pros to it and cons to it. Like, you're seeing people who get it and they're fine, and you're seeing people who are getting it who are dropping. Like, there's a lot of people after getting a booster, and then yet they're dropping like flies.
But like,
You see, look at all that, like, the athletes now as well, right? Like,
Yeah,
all
there's
these
a few
footballers
dropping.
are dropping. Do you know what I mean? There's 2 games in the same day of the week, like last weekend, where like fans have dropped in the middle of stadiums and all. A few weeks back as well, do you know, all these heart attacks due to vaccines. I'm saying that in quotations, but like, I just don't know. So it just creates doubt. Do you know what I mean?
That's
I
the
do
thing.
think I want to get it.
With him getting it so bad,
But
not scare you a bit now?
Yeah, it did. That like it's definitely like opened my eyes up to it further. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I do think I want to get it. I want to be 1,000,000% sure. Do you know what I mean?
See, look, I'll be honest with you, lads. I don't want to talk about this too much either, but I think that we're gonna have to get it eventually anyway, whether we like it or not.
Do you know, I personally think we're all gonna get it.
Yeah.
I think we're all gonna get COVID regardless. Do you know what I mean? I think that's
I had
gonna
my
happen.
vaccine and I've made me peace with that. Like, I'm going to get it, but I'm under the assumption that because I'm vaccinated, it won't be as bad as what Garvey got.
Well, one of
I'll
the
take
yeah, and you would think that because obviously you're fitter and you're healthier and your diet
Just
is
because I
better.
have the vaccine, but I would assume that because I have the
Yeah.
vaccine, I won't get as severe a dose as you have.
But see, another reason I'll be honest with you, why I didn't want to get it is because I'll be the cunt that gets the blood clot. Do you know what I mean? Or the fucking.
That's me. That's my thought.
Yeah.
process at the minute,
So
do you know
that's
what I
what I was afraid of as well. But anyway, let's get on to today's guest. We kind of chatted on a bit too much there
Yeah,
for my liking.
just for confirmation, we do have a guest. In
We
the
do
studio.
have a guest.
Ladies,
Yeah.
hold your seats. He's a bleeding beaut.
He's a very handsome man, number one.
That wasn't part of the agreement. We weren't supposed to have someone on better looking than I.
Well, look, it's happened. It's happened.
Again.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Owen O'Connor, aka the Mortgage Guy. What's happening, Owen? How's things?
How are you guys? Good yourselves?
Not too bad. You look fresh.
Always fresh. Always fresh.
You don't feel fresh though, do you?
No comment. No comment. Move on.
Oh, stop. I suppose while you're joined in, lads, just wanted to touch on the whole Man United situation. Owen's obviously a Manchester United fan as well. I can't pronounce his name for shit, by the way.
Ragnarok, I call him.
Ragnarok.
After
What do
Thor.
you call him?
Ralph Shagnick.
I was gonna say Guardians of the
Ragnick.
Galaxy or something, wasn't it? Your man Ragnarok. Yeah,
one of them. He's one of them.
Thor.
What did you say there?
Shagnick.
That's actually how you say it, is
No,
it?
it's Ragnick.
Ragnick.
Yeah, which is Shagnick.
Right.
We're off to a winner now. United are back.
Give him anything he wants. Let him put the numbers on it.
What did you all make of the whole Michael Carrick situation? Did you think he was right to do that, or
To do what?
100%
Live?
right to live.
to leave? Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I think the whole.
because
like,
apparently Ragnick wanted him to stay.
yeah, I
he
know.
said he
But
tried to
he
get
only
it for
wanted
now,
that
yeah.
for now. Like, obviously, when he moves upstairs, I think it was just to, get an idea of the club and how it's been running.
Yeah.
But I definitely do think that the whole staff, the coaches, they all needed to go. Like I said, Kieran McKenna and Michael Carrick were the two main people under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. If he has to go, they have to go too. They are just as responsible as he is.
I think
As are the players.
I think
Yeah, obviously, it goes without saying, but you can't sack it like a squad of 25 players.
Yeah, I felt
Do you know
it was very weird that he stayed on. To be
Yeah,
honest.
Carrick.
Just didn't. It wasn't good on the eye. It wasn't a good aesthetic.
No, but like as I said, he's the one taking training with Ollie, and
Yeah.
has responsibility as well. The
Yeah.
fact that Ollie got sacked and Carrick stays,
But
Yeah.
you know what I did like about it?
tricky. It's tricky.
Agree with you.
You know what I
Weird
did like about it? It was like Carrick made the decisions that Solskjaer was afraid to make.
Look, he was. I
Oh.
would imagine that.
In
he
such 3 games, I noticed that.
Give us an example.
An example,
Ronnie
so
dropping Ronnie was one.
dropping Ronnie was one, which that's actually one I don't agree
Do
with.
you know what I
But
think? The logic
Solskjaer
behind
done
that
it as
was?
well.
I think the logic
Do you know what I
behind that was you had less chance of beating Chelsea even though you played well, and he was just resting them for Arsenal, thinking we
I
might hump
personally
them.
agree. I personally agree. I
Makes
think
sense.
Ronaldo was better suited for the Arsenal game than he
Yeah.
was.
But no, he also
Yeah,
brought
Silva.
Van de Beek in.
Has he?
Yeah.
Of course he did. The first game against Villarreal.
Villarreal,
Got a
yeah.
stormer.
He's quality baller.
Yeah,
don't know what
it's so
happened there.
fucking frustrating. Like.
It's a weird one. It's a
And
weird
then
one.
obviously Sancho's at that being fucking. Now he wasn't great today. Did you watch the game?
I thought he was
today?
okay today.
Did
I
you?
thought he was decent, yeah.
I'm very frustrated. Like I never wanted Sancho. Never wanted Sancho. I always knew that it'd be like this. He'd be another kind of. Oh, I can't really say Marcus Rashford, can you? Or can you?
No, because Rashford's been piss poor.
Rashford's
this season.
shite with end product though. He'll get you 15 goals a season.
And
Not
is he
playing well.
is he stopping Mason Greenwood kind of?
And he'll
Exactly.
feed a heap
Well,
of
see,
children
I-
for
I-
every
I-
goal he scores.
I personally think that's where the Ronaldo thing comes in. And as much as I love Ronaldo, I think the plan this year was for Greenwood and Cavani to rotate between the number 9 spot. And Sancho and Rashford would operate the wings.
Yeah.
That's what I personally felt like that was the plan under Ollie. Obviously, that's been blown out the window now. He's gone. It looks like we're playing a 4-2-2-2. You know what I mean? 2 centre, 2 wide, 2 central strikers.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, will we
Um,
finish fourth?
No.
Sorry, Jay. I thought you were finished there.
I
No, go
think
ahead.
if you get the run of games we have in December
Mm.
are all very winnable for a normal Manchester
Yeah,
United
100%.
team. Now this is not a normal Manchester United team, but if they get through December with very good results. That's just going to build confidence.
I think it's
You
maximum
know.
points for that.
Yeah.
Those games that we have, I think it should be maximum points.
And,
Confidence changes everything.
and the fact that we're at that fucking doing well the last 4 games, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, it can only really. I won't say that to you,
See,
man.
we
He
were
was
talking.
shy.
I see you looking at me in the camera there. I was like, what's he going with this?
We were talking about like Carrick and Carrick's making decisions that Ollie didn't, but the Arsenal game felt very much like what happened today under Rangnick. You know what I mean? Like
The Arsenal
the
game-
style and how we set up and the pressing and
Look,
stuff.
I agree.
I know I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm not just saying this, but like I feel like if you had lost that 4-2 or won a 3-2, it wouldn't have batted an eyelash because neither team played well. I think like it papered over the cracks for United a little bit, and you just got to win.
I thought we'd done okay.
Even if we had
at
won, I
times.
wouldn't have been
I
too
thought we
happy.
played well.
I thought the
against
first
Arsenal.
20 minutes we were poor. After that,
I thought we was
done
poor for large spells. I thought like when we do well, you usually do poor, and it was rotating. Like either way, I don't think either side
I thought we
could
were
smell that and
pressing
think,
very
right.
well in the Arsenal game.
No, I don't think he's pressed at all.
Oh no, sorry, that was the Chelsea
He
game.
played
wasn't
through
it?
years from the back handy enough.
So
No,
many
the
games.
Arsenal game.
Yeah.
So many games in December.
I thought it was the Arsenal game. No, but I think the setup in that, although it was Michael Carrick, I think was very similar to what I seen today. So that tells me that Rangnick was involved the other night. You know, so I wouldn't necessarily say it was Carrick. You know, it was the same. Remember Ryan Giggs had the job. Remember after Moyes got sacked, how long was he in charge for?
Half a season, was he?
Not Ryan Giggs.
Yeah, no, it was long enough. It was long enough, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Ryan Giggs is reckless away from football. He just does whatever the fuck he wants. He's a lunatic. United legend, yeah, whatever.
Imagine a night out with him and Wayne Rooney, yeah?
Oh, stop.
Well, what did you think
You'd
of
need their money to pay the bill.
What did you think of the Ollie sacking anyway? What was your thoughts on it,
It's very sad, obviously because he's a club legend. But I think it was more than enough time.
Overdue.
He was meant to build on last season, the second, and I think the Villarreal result nearly killed him.
Yeah.
Was
In
there-
the final, he needed that trophy
Yeah.
so bad.
Was the Ronaldo signing a hindrance to him to how
I
he set
don't,
up?
I don't think that was. I don't think it was his signing. I think it was a board signing. I think it might have hindered him. But just those results were so bad. Like
Yeah.
the Watford one, like I think they were probably going to give him till the end of the season with maybe
Yeah.
having a word with him in
Yeah.
the background saying,
Yeah.
okay,
You have
the
till the end of the
results are-
season.
Agree.
Yeah.
do your best, blah blah, and we'll go out and get someone else like Ten Hag or something like that. But the Watford results just you can't.
That
That was
Yeah.
the nail in the coffin.
It
Do you
was-
know what? I think if we lost that, like, I'm not.
I was
We
delighted we lost that game, by the way.
It 2-1
Half
it
of
would have
Just
been.
because I wanted to put Ollie out of his misery.
Yeah.
No, you can't
No,
ever
we
say
don't-
that
it's
about
like
the
shooting
team.
Bambi.
No, I genuinely did want us to lose that game because I knew where it was going. It was just going to be, look, if we didn't
I know what
lose-
you're going to say. He would have stayed in the job. And here's what I was going to say. Even like,
I love Ollie, by the way.
we can see the 2 goals in the last 5 minutes. I feel like if that ended 2-1, he still would have been in the job.
Yeah.
Only for that scoreline got so hectic.
Yeah,
That
probably.
was like right.
Yeah,
fucking
no,
nail in the coffin.
I agree with that, but like, as well, what was annoying me so much, lads, is everyone like talking about Ronaldo that it was a bad thing. What's your take on that? Because I think we wouldn't be in the Champions League if it wasn't for Ronaldo.
Yeah, agreed. But I also do think we weren't playing counter-attacking football this season.
I know he
We
changed
were
the
playing
style
that
of
last
play.
season.
Yeah.
That was more to cater to Ronaldo. You
Yeah.
can't leave him out.
Yeah.
So that's where I feel like if we didn't have him, we probably would have had better results somewhere. I don't know.
I
It's
know
all-
what you're saying.
It's all in hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
The
I know
Ronaldo
what
thing
you're
is
saying.
interesting because it's a proper major United move. Like it's not to address the core of the problem. It's the paper over the crack. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
oh, we're gonna play
It's the
shite, but
board's
Ronnie, I'm not
decision.
going in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a money racket from the board. That's
Yeah.
it. And that's what excites me now with this. Like the fact that they've actually given someone who has a history of building clubs and, you know, doing well in the
Bit of
transfer
direction
market.
there now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's actually going to take charge of that and he's actually going to run the football club. That
You know-
actually excites me.
You know what I do hate though, lads? Tell me if you disagree with
What?
me, right? People that say, fucking great manager, buzzing for this, and they haven't a fucking clue who he is.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I didn't know who he was a month ago.
Why did I?
I
Now,
didn't.
in fairness,
I've done a
They
shit
hear
ton of
that
research.
Klopp worked under him and Tuchel worked under him, and then
Yeah.
that buzzing because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, in fairness, what I judge him by, right? Obviously, I'm aware of fucking RB and all them and how well they started
Yeah.
to do. And I didn't know it was him, by the way, until only recently. But how he speaks about football, he
Yeah.
sounds like he knows the shit.
Yeah.
Do
He's
you know what I
selling me
mean?
already. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's where I'm excited, and obviously from the other managers speaking so highly of him.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's where the excitement comes from me. Not because I know him, not because I think he's a great manager. I have no idea. But from what I'm hearing from other professionals,
When you
and-
see a Jurgen Klopp and a Thomas Tuchel who've won the Champions
Praise
League
him, yeah.
the last
Exactly.
2 years,
and they're saying he's the
leagues.
Godfather and all, you have to get excited.
Yeah.
Speaking of the
Gegenpressing.
Godfather, we have the godfather of the Irish home boy journal here, Owen O'Connor. Owen, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and kind of how you got involved in all this
Mortgages
malarkey.
or the journal or.
Well,
just
we'll
mortgages
start
general?
off. We'll start off
Finance
with
in
your
general,
with
yeah.
your personal life. Where did you grow up and go to school and stuff?
I grew up in a very posh part of Dublin called Ballyfermot.
Did you actually?
Yeah. Then my parents threw me down to Mullingar.
So you're not just pretty, your hard as nails.
Well, they moved me to Mullingar to take me out there. But yeah, no, Ballyfermot, Mullingar, and then I moved back to Dublin. Went to Blanche IT. So moved back in my nanny in Ballyfermot, and then living in Lucan the last 10 years. So yeah, a bit of a
You've been about.
traveller. Yeah,
Yeah,
been
nomad.
been about from a living point of view.
Did you not go to Collinstown?
No.
No.
No, I was in I did a year in Coilmore College in Ballyfermot, and then I went to St. Finian's College. It looks like Hogwarts Castle, basically.
Right.
In Mullingar was a boarding school.
I don't know why
But,
I thought you went to Collinstown.
No, I have my mates. Most of my mates are from Knock,
Right,
so maybe that's it.
Yeah,
Three
that's
different
probably
mates.
why. Just seeing you with all them then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that
yeah.
must be it.
You went to a
Bit of
boarding
a-
school? That's mad.
Yeah, no, I was a day pupil though.
Go home
I know
So you
boarding
weren't
schools
spending
have.
the night, right.
No, I wasn't spending the night. I know there's stories around boarding schools. But no, that was great. I loved Mullingar, and I still have mates living there. My sister still lives there, and she actually hated Mullingar when she first came. Like
Right.
she obviously from Ballyfermot. She moved back in with my auntie. She hated it,
Right.
and now she's actually married down there to a Westmead lad,
Right.
kids, and then I'm back here. Like,
See,
I
I-
loved that Mullingar at the start.
I think the idea when you live in Dublin, it's Dublin. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it depends on your situation. Like I know now, like if I was still with my ex-partner, for example, 2 kids and all, down there it is kind of ideal. Do you know what I mean? Your little kind of chill out family vibe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're away from all the bullshit up here.
It's only
and
40 minutes.
Yeah,
down
it's
the
not
road,
too
like,
far, yeah.
It's grand.
I think that'd be the route I'd always want.
to move out of Dublin.
Yeah.
Country.
I say that, Jack.
I'd go as far. Emma just won't move that far from my ma's, but I'd go anywhere.
The
Yeah,
amount of
see,
people that are doing it, like the people that moved up to Dublin for their career from Kerry or Galway,
Going home.
yeah.
everybody's moving back home.
Especially working from
More
home.
value.
It opens up the whole island. Just
That's
go
it.
wherever.
In fairness, Robbie, my brother bought a house in Nice.
Yeah,
And it's a whopper gaff. Now, being honest, it's not. Now, it is much bigger than our gaffs now because he built an extension, but it wouldn't have been like much bigger than the gaffs around here. And I'm like, why the fuck are you moving so far away? Like you don't think
Nice is only about
No,
25 minutes in the car.
It is,
Yeah,
but
bastard traffic though.
like, it's. I was trying to fucking figure out where my frustration was. It fucking kills me going down to his gaff. I don't know why. Like you'd spend an hour in traffic in Dublin,
yeah.
and it still feels like you're going further for him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't think I'd be able to do it. I'd love to be able to do it, but I don't think I would.
I think that's where I always said that I wanted to move to. It was nice.
Nice. It's
Yeah,
a
just
nice
get a
spot
gaff
to
in
be
Nice.
fair.
It's
Yeah.
a huge amount of building being there. Like the town's gonna be just killed with
Yeah,
traffic.
you have
That's
all
everything.
the.
I have all the insights.
Yeah,
I
you've
know
all
where
the
to-
insights
Well,
and
saying
all
that,
this.
before I bought up in Lucan, I knew that Lucan was brutal
Yeah.
for traffic. That Newcastle road kills me every time.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm 5 minutes from my job in a car, and it's a half an hour.
That bridge
You
in the
leave
middle
after
of
half
town,
7.
That's a nightmare.
Oh, it's a
Just get
nightmare.
one of them electric scooters.
That's what one of the lads in the gym, one of the trainers has that. You see him like, and it's pitch dark in the middle of the night. And I do 6 a.m.s up in Insanity on the Newcastle Road. And you just see him and his little scooter and his little light coming in. It's like, that's it.
Oh,
But,
right, the right job. They're fucking everywhere now as well.
I couldn't go there. I don't trust myself on 2 wheels. I really don't.
Facts. But come here, you were saying you went to a private school. Does that mean, man, Ballia? That sounds like one job they had to me.
Yeah, get out. no, look, I love Ballyfermot and most of my family are from there. But that was great moving. I loved it. But yeah, then came back down to college. Then realised didn't realise what I wanted to do. I knew I always wanted to be in business, but didn't know what.
Yeah.
So I went to Blanche IT, stayed there for about 5 months. Accountancy of all things, I just couldn't get my head around. So you think I wouldn't be great with numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just couldn't get motivated. So dropped out there, did a year in Ballier, did a marketing course there, and joined the bank for 10 years. So
Right.
yeah, was in Permo, PTSB.
Right.
For 10 years.
Permo.
What were you doing in there?
Bank lingo.
Permo.
What were you doing in there now? You were just.
Yeah, just I started off in the
Same.
cash desk, literally.
Right.
Started from scratch.
Started from the bottom.
Started from the bottom, yeah, literally the cash desk, started opening accounts for people, doing loans, eventually moved into mortgages. I'm doing mortgages now. Jeez, 10 years. So I think it was a bit of a midlife crisis around 30. I got the assistant manager job in the bank, and I just didn't enjoy it.
Right.
I was doing the mortgage coordinator for big branches like O'Connell Street, Graham Street, where there's loads of mortgages, lots of big
Yeah.
mortgages. And I realised I loved helping people get into their home. Like everybody's dream nearly is to get their own
Yeah,
home.
it's a good. Yeah, I'd say it's a really good feeling. Like it's like
Yeah, it would be. It'd have to be.
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
because it's a big deal for anyone buying a gaff. They
massive,
feel like it's like the moment your man dad says they're proud of you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that for yourself.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Did you feel like that when you
It's
watched
just
it?
a
Usually?
I have to say I love it. There's a lot there can be a lot of stress that comes with in regards to
100%,
paperwork,
yeah.
people changing jobs, not divulging information. There's a lot of stress in between that, but there's no better feeling. There's no better feeling when someone gives you that thank you at the end of it, and you're ringing them to let you know funds have gone to the bank. There's no more paperwork involved.
Yeah.
You just pay your mortgage and everybody's going to be happy.
Yeah.
But there's no better feeling just saying, congratulations, funds have gone to your solicitor. You should get the kids in the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
No better feeling. So I said, hit 30. Always thought about going into the broker world, and I said, right, now's the time. If you don't do it now, you're just going to be miserable in the
How
bank,
old are you
pressing
now, Alan?
stamps.
Just out
34.
34, right?
34,
So you're
so
4 years in it now.
Just over 4 years in finance solutions down there in Lucan, and love it.
Change your life.
100%. Definitely, yeah, literally game changer.
Do you think this was always something that you wanted to do, or was it like?
To Rob, I suppose Jamie Carragher's phrase, no one grew up wanting to be a Gary Neville at right back, you know what I mean? I
I don't know how I taking it myself.
Well, I don't know. I didn't ever dream of being a mortgage broker.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of fell into something that I actually was good at.
But you
Yeah.
wanted to do something in finance.
I wanted to do something in finance.
And
I always,
business, yeah.
like my dad owned his own business for a number of years, and I kind of looked up to him in regards to, you know, the suit and tie, you know, the professional and stuff like that. And I was like, I want to be like that.
That's
and then I
lovely.
was
Is he listening, is he?
No, he's not.
We love you, Dad.
But no, I just I kind of found my niche,
Yeah.
and I realised the light, and I was like, there's no point me worrying about changing ATMs and, you know, opening current accounts for people when this is actually what I want to do. And I took the jump and haven't looked back.
Right. That's good. And it's nice that you obviously enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of us don't get that. Do you know what I mean? Jay
It's half
doesn't
the
get
battle,
that.
isn't it? What?
Your last job, like.
I fucking hate it.
What about your current one? How are you finding that? Your new one?
Yeah, how are you finding
I
that actually?
absolutely love it.
Working for the enemy of the state.
No, I do. I love it. It's something I never thought I'd do. Do you know what I mean? Obviously working for the HSE and
Tony Houlihan's
the what now?
PA, are you?
No, no, but like going from being a barman then to working into warehouses and stuff like that. Never would have thought I'd work like an office job in the HSE type of thing. But no, it's night and day in comparison. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I love it. I do. It's easy to get out of bed in the morning to go to work. Do you know what I mean?
Keep working hard and you walk your way up, bud. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
it. Yeah.
That's how I'm done it.
You be on the 6th one giving out COVID news in about 50 years.
Old talking pony. You went in and winked at all the women managers, and now he's running the show. Tell the truth, you spooper.
Oh, stop.
I did a couple of exams, I swear.
I know your friends. You need to go to college.
So come here, you said it was a great, obviously, feeling handing over the keys or letting people know, look, it's done. So I'm assuming you get a good few nice gifts as well there.
I got one or two bottles of whiskey, as you said.
Yeah, is that
I don't
the
know,
top one?
I don't know what it is. People must think I'm an alcoholic or something. I don't know why.
It's just the easiest option, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But that's it. Like I love food. Like I was like food vouchers. Well, no, yeah, it's always drink, but I think it's the go-to for Irish as a thank you, isn't it? Bottle of whiskey, bottle of gin, whatever.
Martin has a few of them McDonald brochures in his cap if you want them. $2.50 off.
After this,
There you go. Yeah,
€6
€6 Big
for
Mac
the
there, pal.
medium. Yeah, €6 for the medium Big Mac meal.
I'd say you'd like a Big Mac now, would you? Al?
Starved.
So come here, let's get a bit into kind of what you do and how it all started. So you said, I never knew, obviously you studied a bit of marketing, but it's
Yeah.
obviously paid off for you now a little
Yeah.
bit. Do you think that has obviously helped you to, oh fuck, that put me chair down there. That has helped you kind of achieve your social media presence as it stands, like, because
Yeah.
I know, fucking disaster.
that's all them fizzy jellies in the reels.
Yes, do you think that had a part to play in it? Or
Yeah, definitely. It was. I always kind of wanted to do something different. Like that, the whole thing about the page was to help people. Whether they come through me, ideally, it's great if they come through me because I get paid if they come through me. I don't get paid for any of the voice or any of the posts I do. But it's all about helping people at the end of the day. So, yeah, I just found with a lot of the mortgage information out there, like it can be very much simplified. But people have a kind of, they have an idea that mortgages are scary. It's not scary. Like, I break it down to 5 points with people. Have you got your 10% deposit? Can you show you can afford your monthly payment through rent or savings? Do you have a job? Do you have an income? If so, what's the income? What will that qualify you for? Is that enough? Brilliant. Are your accounts in order? So not showing any financial stress. And is your credit history clean? Did you keep your promise to the bank in the past? You know, certain things like that. Those 5 points, if you have those 5 points passed, you can get mortgage approved. It just depends whether it's enough for you to buy the dream
house you
home,
want.
etc.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so it can be quite simplified. So it's literally, I felt a lot of the information there that were there in mortgages was very, I don't know, it wasn't very well explained. It wasn't broken down right. You'd have some chap reading off an auto cue out with camera, not just being relaxed.
Someone from
Literally,
Ballia telling you basically.
This is what you need to get mortgage approved, or you know, like
Yeah.
you just need someone like someone from Ballia just to be approachable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because as I said, some people can portray it as scary. It's not. It's quite easy, but you just need the right person to communicate it to you.
And where did you get the inspiration to start doing it on social media? Like, because like, is there anyone you know that's currently doing something similar, or kind of before, like, that's done something similar before you that inspired you to start doing your own thing?
Like I always wanted to do my own thing. I suppose from a financial advisor point of view, I would have looked at the likes of Owen McGee. He has the How to Be Good with Money on RTE.
Okay.
I would have liked that, and then asked Paul. Would have seen a good few of his videos. Felt he was quite relatable as well. So those kind of people would have been kind of inspiration to actually go out and do it, but do it my own way.
Yeah.
You don't want to
Which
copy
you
someone.
are, by the way.
Cheers. But you don't want to copy someone. No one wants to be the next Ask Paul or the next
Yeah.
Owen McGee. You want to
Yeah.
be Owen O'Connor.
Owen O'Connor, yeah,
and
100%.
known for that, you know. And as I said, it's just grown, and it's grown to a height that I never thought. And I don't know if my boss would have even thought it gets so big. But yeah, just delighted with how it's gone.
When did you start seeing the benefits of your social media? So when did you start realising it was helping people?
I think the more people put comments under the post in regards to thanks so much, that sounds actually quite simple. My biggest post, I think, was it was last year, and for anybody that was buying a new build, I remember you was grading in Newcastle.
I seen that today. I was looking at that today. They're 330 the after you.
You were 330 at the time,
Yeah.
not 330 anymore.
What do they now out of interest?
I think they're about 390, 390,
Because as an
400.
area, there is fucking nothing in Newcastle. It's
Yeah.
one street with a pub and a shop.
But it was
Newcastle
so
is a
popular.
Newcastle's
It
a
is, I know.
my dad lived in Newcastle. He just, you know, the gaffs across from the garage there.
Yeah, yeah.
Not the cottages now,
Around
the
the
new
corner from the garage
gaffs.
my mates live.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely spot.
Yeah, it's nice,
Nice
it's
and
nice.
quiet. And obviously there was loads of buildings going down now. I haven't been in Newcastle in ages.
But
but I'm
that's
sure
just
there's
gonna be
built
built
up
down now. Like you
There
can
on
go out on
Thursday.
a bike ride out there, and like it's all country, and then you get into Newcastle. And it's,
Yeah.
that's gonna be built up big time because it's, as you said, it's so close.
Yeah.
You know, and like if you're getting priced out, those were actually quite reasonably priced. And I think the reason it hit, it was such a popular post, is that the headline was how you could buy a house in 9 months
It was
with
deadly
no
already.
deposit right
Right.
now. So you can literally start from scratch and put your head down,
Yeah.
519.
get your
was that what
accounts
you
in
said?
order. Huh?
Say 519 or 5 something like that. It was you had to start saving.
Yeah, it was something like that. But it was literally, if you save this each month, this is how you can get your deposit. Most of it was the Help to Buy. You get your full deposit from that, and then you had to save a few grand. I think it was $9 for your legal fees,
That's right,
stamp
yeah.
duty, and the excess. But it hit people home. People was like,
It's a very
This can actually be
clickable-
done.
Yeah, it's a very clickable post.
this
yeah,
can actually
like-
be done. And the thing is, if you break that down, so when people, to get back to your point, when people start commenting, thanks so much, or send you messages, even if they didn't go with you, without that information, we wouldn't have went to Greaves Day, thanks so much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's when I started seeing, and then it's like Instagram, you know what way it works. People share your page. And
But you grew pretty quick on Instagram, didn't you?
yeah.
Like you kind of went from what you at now,
I think it's 22, just 22 and a half, I think.
right? 22 and a half. I can't remember on what time I came across you, but I remember seeing one of your videos. I think you were on 3,000 or 4,000,
Nah.
and then you kind of just shot from there. Then it was
Yeah.
like, how long was it? Like, where did you see your kind of biggest jump? Was
I
it
think
from that
this year.
Newcastle video?
I think that was shared so much. It was shared so much because I don't think there was any post from any mortgage advisor out there that someone could relate to so much.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's mad. Who'd have thought with COVID that, you know, everybody wants a mortgage and there's not enough houses out there.
Yeah, it's
You
mad,
know,
isn't it?
everybody
My
wants
two brothers bought gaffs Jordan this week. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's
And-
the
That's
whole
crazy.
team, though, isn't it? Everyone wants a gaff. They're just fucking.
But it's not only that.
Mm.
Obviously, a lot of people's income has been
the s-
affected. But
Yeah.
if your income wasn't affected, There was no bars, there was no restaurants. You
That's
couldn't
what
go
I'm
on
saying.
holiday.
They're saving a
People have
fortune.
saved so much, and there's a record number of money on deposit. Like the credit unions are basically saying that you can only hold this amount of money because it costs them and banks to hold on to that money.
Yeah.
And you're not going to get rich from that.
Yeah.
And that's why we were speaking earlier about cryptocurrency and stuff. People are looking at better value in regards to their deposits. But people have saved so much money. That income
100%.
wasn't affected, obviously.
Did you personally, Jay, save money during COVID? Like, did you see a big?
No.
No. What about you, man?
Spent it like a motherfucker, buddy.
Spent it on what? Like, in fairness, now I spent a good bit as well, but a lot of it was on stock. A lot of it was
Yeah.
on crypto, and then a lot of it was just on fucking shit, like a new phone, technologies. You know what I mean? Like a new telly and all this shit.
Yeah.
But realistically, like I would have been.
Sounds
able
like
to
something you
save.
would buy though. Let's be perfectly honest.
100%. But like that, instead of me, these type of other people would have been saving for a mortgage.
But that's it. They had the goal of, let's say, 18 months.
Exactly.
Had that conversation, right? This is
Yeah.
how we're going to do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, 100%.
No better time.
There's a question here for you, right? From
Yeah.
Connor Williamson. With Ulster Bank leaving the market, should I wait for my mortgage to be sold to a new provider or make the switch now?
So it looks like Permanent TSB will be taking over Ulster Bank's loan book. So if that person's locked into a fixed rate, their terms and conditions remain the same for that fixed term. So if they're on, let's say, a 4-year fixed rate and they've 2 years remaining, it doesn't matter whether who's that sold to. Their terms and conditions remain the same for the 2 years.
Right.
Then you can look at maybe switching. If you switch out of an extra, if you switch out of a fixed rate early, you'll be charged a penalty. So that's kind of going to
Is it
make
a
your decision
substantial
for you.
Mm.
So it depends how long's left, what the mortgage balance is, how long's left in the fixed rate, etc. But like if it's a couple of grand, you're going to say, well, look, if I'm on a good rate and it's not going to change, look, I'll review my options when the fixed rate's up. Like you get your fixed rate, the bank sends you out your fixed rate options 2 months before it's up, so you've plenty of time to switch elsewhere at that stage. So it depends whether they're going to charge you a penalty, and it depends what rate you are. Because Ulster Bank, people are on like 2.3% with Ulster Bank on certain rates. That's a brilliant rate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you're on a good rate, and the bank are going to charge you for coming out, well, just wait until your fixed rate's up. You know?
We were
How-
talking before this on, and I was telling
Yeah.
you, like, I don't pay attention to the finances in my household. And
Yeah.
my missus has just texted me because we had a baby during the lockdown that we actually
Congratulations.
we saved 10 grand from. I wasn't aware of that. It was just, I was just putting my money
Not
in the
on a
joint
smile.
account every month and doing what I was told. Do you know what I mean? That's where my head is at with finances. So I actually did save.
Well done,
There
Emma.
you go. There you go.
Thanks, babe.
College fund saved.
Look
I
after
need to
me.
get me and Emma.
Didn't even know, but we saved 10 grand.
Fair play, fair
But
play.
come here, if anyone watching has questions, actually, make sure to send them in while he's here, you know.
Yeah, shoot them in, lads.
Will I still get a switching fee if my mortgage is sold? Same guy.
It's exit. I'd say that person's means an exit fee. So you have to find out from your bank. You ring your bank direct to see if they're going to charge you
Yeah.
for switching early. Otherwise, if you're on, as I said, if you're on a good rate and they are going to charge you, just hold out. No, your terms and conditions aren't going to change until your fixed rates are up, and then you'll be offered the new rates, whatever that bank's offering you at that stage. And at that stage, talk to a mortgage broker, preferably me.
Is that
Finance
give them a discount code.
No discount. We don't charge a fee.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, he doesn't charge a fee. Yeah, he just wants a bottle of whiskey.
You're getting free
No whiskey.
financial advice.
I want
Just shoot
food
the
vouchers.
questions
I
in.
want food vouchers.
Yeah,
Just
McDonald's
eat vouchers.
coupons.
No McDonald's.
Actually, Owen, that's how we kind of got back in contact, because you were originally coming on in
Last
season
season,
one. Yeah. Dean McGuire, who was actually doing the show with
Yeah,
us, reached out to you. I think is he a friend of yours?
Yeah,
or
he's
just-
friend of a friend. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
friend,
no,
yeah, so yeah, I know what you mean. So you were originally supposed to come on then, and then we had Chloe and Jamie on. You were talking about saving for
They're
a mortgage,
gas, aren't they?
and then
Mad.
they
She's
obviously
nuts.
head case. But then they said that no, Martin the fucking idiot actually said it.
Just
I
eat.
stand by what I said.
Just eat.
The Just Eat, because the way it was explained to me was like, if you had 50 quid in your bank, the same applies if you went to Paddy Power and spent 20 on that.
There
or if
you
you put on
go.
Just Eat. It's the same thing. Like if they see you spending beyond
Yeah,
your
but
limits,
you made it out
I
like
say a lot
you
of shit.
had-
What are
yeah.
you listening to me for? Honest to fuck, I'm just here to talk.
I'd say that
Just
was
eat putting a letter through your letterbox there. Stop slagging us off, mate.
I'm working on a sponsor from there. That's all I'm hearing about. Like,
Martin's at that losing him a fortune.
Somebody say, just eat.
that's what I was told. You know?
Chloe and Jamie haven't ordered since.
Yeah, right, I follow both of them on
afraid.
Instagram. They're always eating.
I know,
I
they
know,
never
even when she
fucking
had
stop.
COVID, is fucking the amount of food that was getting dropped up to
Oh,
her.
yeah, one
she's
woman
gas.
morning came out to meet us in our job, and she was telling us like, because it was the thing I said like about betting was.
Yeah, but no, you're right. If you explain yourself more to say like
If you're living
you can't
beyond your
leave it on
means.
zero. You can't live upon zero.
Somebody
Yeah,
about
But
yeah,
the fact
yeah.
that the fact that it's gambling is a higher red flag, though. No,
But she didn't say that. She
This
said
is
like
the man.
it's
You
living
know-
beyond your means.
I
It
know
all
he would have
amounts to the
guesses,
same.
And that's the thing. There's so many mortgage myths. Like everybody's like, you have a few points with your mates, and everybody's a mortgage expert.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like this, what happened in my day. This, like,
I personally haven't a clue.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's actually going to be good to actually fucking listen to him. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you learn something.
So
there.
You don't have the discipline to save anyway. So like,
I know.
but when
You
there's,
need
a,
to
when there's an
open
end goal, when you say, right, realistically, I want to have a gaff next year.
you're
You're gonna
spoken for
think,
now.
Exactly. See, Jay, you need, and I'm gonna actually. This is being a little bit sentimental. You need to stop fucking beating yourself up and stop thinking that this shit isn't achievable for you. Because I know that's what you think, but
Never said it wasn't.
Your
No,
missus is
no,
going to
but
want to
that's
gaff,
exactly-
mate. You need to cross that
yeah,
bridge.
this is what I'm saying. You do feel like that, and I know you feel like that, and you need
What?
to stop feeling like that. Like these things are so far away from you. Realistically, Jay,
Never
this
said
is.
it wasn't.
I know you're not saying it, but I know that you think it. Right?
He knows what you feel before
Yes,
you do. Now shut up and
100%.
listen.
What I'm saying to you is, you're very capable of getting your own gaff. If you and your missus put the head down and get saving, you have a job, she has a job, it's achievable. Don't ever think it's not, because that's what. Am I right or am I wrong?
And if it
Tell
all
me.
goes tits up, you have a whopper cabin out your back.
Yeah. Welcome to Jason Garvey's School of Guidance.
Am I right or am I wrong though?
No, you're right.
Yeah,
Hey,
To an
and you-
extent.
Jay,
To an extent.
Yeah.
Jay Garvey, currently, what's your living situation before your
Yeah, exactly.
Me,
Living up
no,
in your
look.
fucking attic.
I'll be honest.
Job leading cyber truck on the way. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah, bollocks.
this is the
I'm
thing,
taking
right?
advice from the wrong person.
No,
Jay lives
look,
inside the game.
Turn back around there.
yeah, my priorities are just up my hole at the minute, right? I should be like realistically.
Don't beat yourself up over
Jay,
it.
you beat yourself up all the time about these things. You think
Realistically, I have enough money for a deposit on a house, but instead,
No,
because I'm a
surely.
geek, I'm getting a Tesla Cybertruck. Do you know what I mean? That's just where my head's at.
Priorities.
But
Balling.
did you see the polls we put up on our Instagram
I've seen it
today?
earlier. Yeah.
Right, so I suppose we'll just go through them real quick.
Did you vote on them all now of interest?
Huh?
Did you vote on them out of interest?
No, it was just in recovery mode.
Hydrating.
Right.
Curry into him.
So, doing the lotto online can affect your mortgage, can affect you from getting a mortgage, yes or no?
No straight answer. I'm not a politician, by the way, to
Yeah.
avoid the question. So doing a lot online, like anything, is grand. If you are going constantly overdrawn and you're doing it 10 times a week, that's a red flag.
Exactly.
That's the-
So it's the very same situation as Martin's Trustee and Paddy Power.
Live
and
within
everything
your
else.
means. Same with betting. People think you can't have a bet on an account. Ideally, as I said, the banks
Yeah.
don't like to see gambling. So for the sake of 6 months, get out of your bed, get out the Paddy Power and keep it out of your account.
Yeah.
You know what I I mean? Go into the shop and
That's
put a
what
bet on
they
if you want.
Exactly.
actually told
And
us.
that's-
Just go
You know
do your bit. Just walk
Yeah.
over and do
Yeah,
it. So,
ideally
take the
keep
cash out
us-
and do a bit.
That's it. Keep it 6 months clean. But if there's 20 quid a weekend going in or whatever it is, and
Yeah.
it doesn't mean not encouraging betting, but if it's within your means and you're doing everything else right in the case you're strong, it's not going to
Gamble
be an issue.
responsibly, folks.
Always gamble responsibly.
But,
But no, like you said,
it's not going to be.
it's a very valid point, though.
Yeah.
It's only for 6 months. Walk to the fucking bookies if you're saving for the gaff. It's only 6 months. After the 6 months, you'll have your gaff and you can do what you want.
If you live around our way, there's one every 20 feet as well. So get off your hole and walk.
So like anything, the answer is it won't affect your mortgage application, but if it's excessive, like gambling, and your accounts are
Very
showing financial
frequent,
pressure,
yeah.
it's a red flag before you get a 300-400 grand mortgage.
Yeah, which also answers the next question. Having a Paddy Power account can affect you getting a mortgage. Very same situation, like we just touched on there.
Bet
so-
here and there, grand.
Yeah.
Excessive, game over.
Is it true when getting a mortgage you can only get 3 times your salary? Now, I'm nearly sure it's 3.5, is it?
Correct.
3.5
Now-
times, yeah.
You can borrow up to 3.5 times salary. So it's a central bank rule. So all the banks have to abide by that. There are exemptions to that rule. So it's where you can apply from anything between 3.6 times and 4.5 times your salary. That's called a loan to income exemption. And the banks can only pass 20% of the loan book for that. So you really have to have a strong case to kind of get them.
Right.
But yeah, it's 3.5 times you can look to borrow up to.
What
Right.
would be the strong case as an example there? Because surely that's just you being a bit greedy and asking for too much.
No. Stronger the income. Like every lender has their own criteria and who can and can't apply. You could do a whole podcast on what lender does what, and it's just too much information to go into. And that's why
Well,
you
let's do it.
no, but that's why you go to a broker who deals with every lender. So
Yeah.
as opposed to you ringing up, can I get an exemption? What do I need to do? You're coming to me. I know what banks you can get the best rates with. I know what banks will give you the best deal in regards to if it's max lend, who'll give you max lend, who'll give you an exemption, who can you overpay with, etc. So strong income, strong savings, and clean credit history mainly. Yeah, we'll give you the best chance. There's no guarantee. It's up to It's up to the underwriter. They can only pass 20% of their loan books, so they're going to go with the strongest ones.
Is there a way of checking your own credit on? Like, can you have a look and see?
Yep.
Yeah,
Go onto the Central Credit Register. Literally type that into Google, and you can order your own credit.
€9 or something, innit? Only.
No, it's free because that's the old. I think that's the old ICB one. That's gone now since
Oh,
October.
is it?
Yeah.
Just this October?
Yeah.
So it's free now?
It's free. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
I'd
Central
have a
Credit
look at my
Register.
own just out of interest.
Yeah.
No, but honest to God, it's people forget. Like, and this is the thing that happens. You could have someone that has a very good application, and you think
Yeah.
happy days. Submit you ask them the credit history. Have you got any credit history issues? Because I need to know, because I know what lenders will look at,
Yeah.
what lenders won't, and you're saving everybody's time here.
Mm.
And everybody's like, no, brand new. And then there's a written off credit card there from a few years ago.
Yeah.
Or, I forgot about those 9 missed payments alone. It's like,
I
why didn't you tell me?
was actually
what's
meant.
the timeline? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
What's
sorry.
the timeline on trying to get your credit history up to speed if you have a bad credit history?
So there's
5
no,
years,
so
is it?
but I suppose other countries have a score. We don't have a score. So like in England, they have a scoring system. The US, they have a scoring system. They literally show your profile of every loan that you have active or that's been cleared within the last 5 years. So within the last 5 years. So a lot of people, and this is the best example I can give, went to Australia. Remember when everybody went to Australia or Canada, and then they forgot about their student overdraft, or they forgot about a credit card and just thought it was gone. And then they get their credit check because it's still active. The debt's still there.
It actually happened. I can't say who, but it happened. Someone very close to me that I know and fucked a lot of shit up for them.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like, and this person is financially very stable. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just
It's
forgot.
just forgot about.
Yeah,
And that's
completely
why
forgot.
I say to everybody.
And it was Australia as well. Like,
Was it?
Funnily
Yes.
enough, yeah.
I hope he wasn't one of my customers. But no, like that's the thing, and it could be something silly,
Yeah.
you know, or something that you were like, I was in a different place back
Yeah,
then. That's not
it-
gonna come back to haunt me.
It
does.
literally was something silly. It could have been potentially a car loan or something. Like that's you saying there. Can you check your credit history? I actually was meant to do it myself because just before COVID, was it before COVID? Yeah, it would have been about a year before COVID. Actually, I was kind of in and out of jobs at this time,
yeah.
and I missed 3 or 4 payments on my car.
Yeah.
My head was wrecked. I was like, bastard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally had 0. So I need to check mine as well because I'm paranoid now.
So
about
do it.
mine
Is the
as well.
one thing.
But like that, it's 5 years and I'm saving for a mortgage now anyway. So it's only going to benefit me either way.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. I don't look at it
Quicker-
as a negative.
quicker
do you know
you
what I
clear
mean?
it, the better for you. Because the thing is, people will just put their head in the sand and say, "I'll just forget about it."
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do. The quicker you clear any short-term debt, whether that's going to take $5,000 out of your home deposit that
Yeah.
you save for.
Yeah.
Well, you need to action it now.
Exactly.
You're not going to get the home
Without
if
paying
that's
it
still
off.
it there.
So
Exactly.
Is
It's
that
what
5 year
work.
credit thing is a myth? You don't get like a fresh credit every 5 years then?
No, it's not. Well, the profiles will only show for up to 5 years within the last 5 years. So if that loan's 10 years ago and it's being paid back 10 years ago, that's not going to show. Where it does show, if you took the loan out 10 years ago and you haven't paid it back, it's still active.
Yeah.
So it's only
red flag,
active
yeah.
loans will show,
Yeah.
and loans closed within the last 5 years.
So,
Or
all
credit
right.
cards, overdrafts as well.
So when does the 5 years go? So you said there.
So if you clear the arrears now, let's say,
Yeah.
in 5 years' time, that'll be gone off. So generally, most lenders will want you at least 2 years clean.
Oh,
if
right.
it's
So
bad.
it's kind of it's nearly like let's say if you for an example, I got a car loan. Don't know what.
Yeah.
Let's say 3 years. If I miss 3 payments on that and I finish paying it in 3 years, it's 5 years after that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that now.
5 years from either when the debt's cleared or when the arrears were cleared.
Right, I'm paying for that car now.
So even if you
So-
just get rid of the arrears and you
Because I was
say,
just
"Well,
back
off the car, you're
paying
paying it."
normal.
Yeah,
then,
that's
do you know
fine.
what I mean?
Because it's from the date of the arrears. So,
Right.
clear the arrears, basically.
Now look, some of the polls that I put up are trick questions. You know what I mean? Just to catch people out to see if they knew that stuff. So, you need to be in your current job for at least a year.
False.
Well, it's 6
Yeah.
months, isn't it?
Yeah, 6 months in a permanent role. If you're not, if you're in a contract and you've changed industries and it's a temporary contract, then you might look to be on your next contract or be made permanent.
Yeah.
But generally, once you're with your job, 6 months, you should be fine.
Which isn't fucking bad, is it? Like
No,
you
that's
think
fine.
like, I'm only in this
I'd
job.
imagine
6
it
months.
would have been longer.
6
Yeah.
months is your
You
probation
would,
period
you
anyway,
would.
so
Yeah.
that's why
Probation.
you're laughing.
And the thing is, if you change jobs, because a lot of people are changing jobs this year, just more people are like, right, I'm actually want a
Think
better
about
job
myself.
or whatever. And yeah, literally,
What did you say?
Thinking about it myself. So
What company did you work for?
Yous are
again?
listening out there in my job. Yous know
All the payrolls.
I'm not happy. Make me happy or I'm gone.
Sure,
But,
he told me when we came in here, pay me more than gone as well. So that's twice now. What's the
The
fucking?
mans are in.
It's a mantra I live by. BDE. It's just big dick energy. Just walk in,
Jesus.
swinging it. Tell people what you want. You'll get it.
Anyway,
He has a point.
How do I follow that?
you need to have at least 30% of the price of the property saved.
No, so you need to have, if you're a first time buyer, you need 10% deposit. So if you're buying at 300 grand, that's 30k, sorry, jeez.
300 grand.
Yeah,
if you
there we
didn't
go.
know, right?
You don't need a mortgage. A second time buyer, you need 20% of the deposit. And
Right.
an investment property, so if you're buying a buy to let, a property to rent out, that's where the 30% comes in.
Why is
Yeah,
it
20%,
20% on a second time buyer?
Don't know. It's just the rules.
The chances are they're gonna have more money if they're
See, the thing is,
invested anyway.
that's
Sell
it.
the first gaff.
Sell the gaff and whatever the mortgage band. So if you were selling the house for 300 grand and you owe 100 grand of a mortgage, you have 200 grand equity there to put down as a deposit.
Myself
So
and the missus are looking at doing just that. Are you
Doing a trade up.
We could go through you for that, the whole process, could we?
Yeah, yeah.
Sell, buy, a whole thing.
that's
Would
it.
you
Yeah.
Just want to give him a whiskey.
Food
Looks like
vouchers.
that.
Food
Give them more
vouchers.
than a whiskey.
Take the one we got last week.
Yeah. So the next one up is
Thanks, Norbert.
you need 6 months clean account and consistent savings.
Correct.
Correct.
Yeah. Clean accounts. Now, ideally, you want to probably, if I had to put a number on it, leave about 100 quid in before you're paid each time to make sure there's no misdirect debits.
Yeah, yeah.
Going
Really?
over
Is that
drawn.
all? Like, I would have thought you need, like, obviously, like, people that are living on that weekly wage
Yeah.
can go down as low as fucking Jesus €2 in their account. But you're saying it's only €100 once they see just
There's
€100.
nothing written in criteria what you need to have. I just think €100, it's a good buffer that you're not going to miss a direct debit as
Yeah.
opposed to chancing a tenner and then your e-flow comes out for 20 and it's like,
I would have thought like you'd need about €1,000 just sitting in your account.
Even
like.
like to what Owen said there, your woman that came out to us told us just make sure at the end of every month there's still money in your account because if you're
'cause-
spending all your wages, they won't look at you.
and if you're
Yeah.
missing direct debits
Yeah, direct debit's a big one.
for,
Yeah, of
for,
course,
for
yeah.
a €30 e-flow tag and then all of a sudden you have a 1,300 quid mortgage, the bank's
Yeah.
not going to trust you in that regard. So you have
Yeah.
to show you're not showing any financial pressure. Like the main thing is that you're showing your accounts are in order, as in you're not going overdrawn, you're not missing direct debits, ideally not excessive anything. Gambling online, lotto, whatever you're doing. And as long as you're showing your repayment ability through either your rent or your savings, the bank's happy with that.
Yeah.
Because you're proving to the bank through regular savings or your rent that you can afford a new mortgage payment.
I didn't, in fairness, now I'm after learning that I didn't know, and hopefully a few other people have as well. I genuinely thought you'd need a lot more than just €100 sitting in your account to be like, right, he's leaving something there, do you know what I mean?
Well, if
Would
you're
you have
saving
thought
into
the
a
same,
separate-
Jay,
No,
out of curiosity?
I think €100 is fairly reasonable. Like I know what it's like to go from
But like
fucking
that
paycheck
100
to paycheck, and then sometimes
Yeah.
it's nice to have that overflow
Yeah.
of money by the time your next wage comes in. Do you know
Like
what I mean?
€100 can go so quickly.
Oh, 100%.
That's why I
yeah.
would
If you
think.
take 100 quid out of the bank, it's gone before you get into bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Guaranteed.
saying.
100%, yeah.
I'd rather take the cash out because when you're tapping, you don't see it.
Oh,
Yeah.
but I just spend it.
But
Here,
here-
I'm brutal.
I was only having this conversation with me ma, right? So I take my kids every weekend,
Yeah.
sometimes during the weekend. Every single weekend I take them, it's a guaranteed,
gone.
€100 gone.
Yeah,
So
well, believe it.
this is why I'm saying,
Well,
like,
believe
I can't believe that the bank accept if you just have €100 on your account at the end of every month that's trustworthy.
If you have your
know?
10% deposit, you're regularly saving into a separate account each month to show your affordability.
Yeah, true story.
Yeah.
Right, so that's that one done. The next one is, it's harder to get a mortgage alone if you earn the same amount as a couple.
Incorrect. People have this perception that if you're single, you're screwed. It's not the case. The same rules apply. So where someone might feel aggrieved is if you're on 50 grand salary, you're going to qualify for about 100 salary.
Yeah,
You're going to get a mortgage of 350.
exactly.
So this is where single people will feel aggrieved. But
Yeah.
if they're on the
Unless
same
you have a
salary,
bigger deposit.
unless you have not even a bigger deposit, because what you qualify for is based solely on your income.
Right.
So if you have a 10% deposit, that's legally what you need. If you have 20%, even better, because
But
you get
the-
lower rates. But it's
Right.
derived from what your income is.
Mm,
It's the mortgage you qualify for.
right. Because my brother got a mortgage on his own.
Fair play to him.
I don't know if he'd allow me to say how much his house was, but
Yeah,
It-
gonna
it
say it
wasn't-
anyway.
how
much do you like your brother?
Look, I think no, I won't say it's too personal, but it was very expensive.
Yeah.
Is what I'll say, and I have to say, very proud of him for achieving
Yeah,
that
fair
on
play
his
to him.
own. Do you know
Where
what I
did he
mean?
buy?
He bought in Lucan, and he I think he put about Jeez, I shouldn't say this either. He put a couple of grand into the gaff to renovate it, and it's basically a brand new gaff. Like he took out the bleeding. Obviously, you have a normal window and a door in most houses.
Yeah.
Now he has like 3 long windows in the back.
Nice.
It's a completely modernised, cracking gaff. Like,
A lot of
and for
people-
him to do that all on his own, like to get the mortgage alone, and then to have the money to actually do the
The
renovations as well. Like it's a
That's
whopper
and
achievement.
the value
like.
of the property is probably shot up as well with those renovations.
100%, I
He's
think.
getting it back in that way.
Yeah, and his neighbour's house went for sale there not too long ago, I think, and Jesus, I think it was an extra 40-50 grand.
Not a lot of
And
houses
that
out
was
there,
and that was
especially in Luton.
without the renovations, obviously. You know what I mean? So the only disadvantage to being alone is that you're not earning the chances are you're not earning as much as a couple would, which would allow you to get
2 incomes is better than one, always.
Yeah.
allows you
That's
to
what I
get a nicer house, basically. You can't get a mortgage or a loan with bad credit rating.
So depends how bad the credit is. If it's 1 or 2 missed payments with a genuine reason and it's out of character, basically your accounts are perfect, your deposits perfect, your income's good, then banks will look at it. If you have a written off credit card where banks have written to you, sent you out letters, and you just ignore it and buried your head in the sand, you're looking at, some will say, get your credit history clean, come back to me in 5 years, or the general rule of thumb is lenders will look at you after 2 years,
Right.
pay back the debt.
That's not even that bad though. 2 years, like I mean,
Yeah, it's grand.
like you're never that
it's-
far removed.
there's
I thought it would've
never.
been a lot higher.
Yeah, sort of
But
like,
look, it always gives you the opportunity to save.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the benefit of it, and that's one thing. Obviously, I was saying a family member of mine had the thing with Australia. Like when they came back, and this was over their head, they saved a shitload of fucking money from it. Do you know what I mean?
But think about it, like, it's not talked enough in schools.
No,
100%.
When I was in
No,
school,
that's what-
stuff.
common
absolutely.
sense approach is not talked about enough. It's all X squared plus Y squared.
Yeah.
Sure, that's not,
But
what do I mean? What do I need that for?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Elaborate on that more. Like you should be taught how to cook, swim, first aid,
That's it.
mortgage stuff. Like why the fuck am I learning
Don't know about you,
art
but I was
history,
taught to
do you know what
swim.
That's it.
I wasn't. I still can't swim for shit.
I mean? I'm a lifeguard, lads. I'll teach us. No bother. Do you know what I'm
but-
saying? Like, why are we learning about who painted the fucking building in Italy's ceiling? Do you know what I mean? I need to learn how to swim.
In Italy, ceiling.
That's what it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man up top there.
Yeah,
No,
a fella down the road will do it in half an hour for
but
100
the
quid.
basic finances. What happens if I don't pay this bill? Do you know what I mean? Oh, I'm
Yeah.
worried about in the future. You know, well, I think you should rethink that, mate.
Yeah.
I think
your future
that,
missus might kill you.
Yeah.
I think the whole nation agrees that like taxes and mortgages and
that's-
everything of a sort that comes into life
100%.
should be taught in
Everyone
schools.
should be taught how to drive. You have to learn how to drive.
A few dodgy ones around, all right.
You know what I
I
mean?
don't know about that. I wouldn't like Jay behind the wheel now, personally.
Neither would I.
The next one, your bad credit rating only hangs around for 5 years.
So it's 5 years after the credit's rectified, basically. So whether the loan's cleared or the arrears cleared, it's 5 years after that.
Pay your bills, folks. Pay your bills.
Pay our bills 100%.
Pay our
Well,
bills.
I'm gonna go home now. Go on, me bank and transfer a shitload of money now.
Gotta go home and talk to me accountant them and see who I owe what.
Give us a lend of that 10 grand, will you?
Yeah, that Martin didn't know about.
Text us on who I owe money to as well. Will you, love?
Just one thing I'd say though, from a client perspective,
Yeah.
I want every client that comes to me to trust me. Come to me and I'll tell you whether the bank will look at it or not.
Mm.
Just don't not tell me.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know until the application's submitted. And then the bank come back with this and I can't prepare for it.
But not
because you
only,
haven't told me.
not only that, they're wasting your time, Owen. Do you know what I mean? If someone's going to you and they're not being 100%
Yeah.
honest with you, something happened there?
Bit of technical
Yeah, the
difficulties,
main
was
camera
it?
went. I just texted to your phone.
Is it still gone now?
Yep.
I'll have a quick look at it just because I don't want
What happened there? That's weird.
I don't know. What happened last week as well, didn't it? So the main camera went last week, and we just had to switch between the two. Look, we're transparent. We don't fucking give a bollocks. We'll get it fixed, like. But sorry, what were we saying there, Owen? I'm gonna have a look at this
About
now in a
the better
second.
credit history thing, like the thing is, the bank's gonna see it. The bank's gonna know.
Mm.
So save yourself time, save me time, and just get your credit check.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's free. I don't understand why people don't do it.
Yeah.
If you're 18, 19, get your credit check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get it.
Especially now you know.
What's your opinion on the housing situation now in Ireland?
So
The
it's
likes
hard.
of rent, an example, like for example, you know what I mean? Like,
I actually have a
look at
question to elaborate further on that as well.
Yeah.
Like, we seem to be moving away from a market where it's predominantly going to buy a house or an apartment. I mean, there's a lot of 30 pluses or up to 30s living at home now. So
Yeah.
does that take the need for a mortgage out of the situation? If you live somewhere where they already own the house, you can just buy a granny flat out the back for 30k, 40k. And it eliminates the need for all these massive bills and the rigmarole and all that stuff.
People are improvising though. I think the kind of log cabins or the granny flat, that's kind of a short-term thing though.
Yeah, it is.
100%.
Yeah.
But people are thinking outside the box. As I said, with COVID, with people able to work from home, people that moved up to Dublin for their career can now move back home and get a bigger house, more bang for their buck.
And the flip side of that, it might free up property
In Dublin.
if other people go home, you know what I
You
mean?
know,
Not go
but,
home, that sounds terrible.
It's certainly hard at the moment for a lot of people because and I can sense the frustration even with certain clients as well when you're telling them this is what you qualify for and they want the 3-bed gaff and colony and like the budget's not there for it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's hard. But I always say control the controllables. Get your mortgage
I like
approval. Get your mortgage approval. And if a right property comes up, go for it. If you feel you can afford it and you can afford the monthly payments, go for it. Don't worry about, oh, am I paying over the odds for this? If you like the house, you can afford it, go for it. If you can't find anything, your approval can always be extended.
Yeah, a funny story actually when me brother bought the gaff and Luke and right, and you know I'm so fucking proud. Like I said, I'm so proud of him for it and all. We were standing in my ma's kitchen and it was on that bid X or something, one of them fucking sites, right? And he's bidding on the gaff lads.
He bought it off
And-
an auctioneer site, did he?
Huh?
He bought it off an auctioneer site?
Yeah.
OBS, it's flawless.
Right, perfect.
Yeah, but it's the actual YouTube that
Everyone's
had
connection to it will be different. So
Yeah,
someone
well,
else could be lagging and
hopefully.
we wouldn't be. You know what I mean?
the main camera's fixed now anyway.
You're on it.
Yeah, cool. So if anyone's having issues watching, let us know. Because it should be just straight up. cool.
comments, will you?
That's what happens when you buy a camera on Wish.
But me brother, ask me bollocks. That camera's worth $3.5 grand.
Yeah,
Um,
whatever Tickle pay that. It's a Wish camera.
He was bidding on a gaff, and he bid, let's say, an extra maybe 6 or 7 grand that he didn't have,
Yeah.
and he was starting to kind of
Panic.
upset. I don't know if it's the right word, but he was getting nervous, and because this was like the best house he's seen.
Yeah,
He's been
yeah.
looking for ages, and it fell a bit over him again.
Yeah.
And he was like, I can't, Jay. I genuinely can't afford it.
Yeah.
And I was like, Ian, if this is your dream house,
Go for it.
what the fuck is an extra grand? I said,
Yeah.
look, I'll give it to you. I can't, Jay. I can't afford it. I can't afford it. And he walked out of the kitchen, and I pressed bid. And he came back in and he won it.
Deadly.
So I was fucking delighted. My man started crying and all, you know,
jeez.
because it's such a smart, like when you think in the grand scheme of things, €1,000 fucking euro for the house that
That's it.
you want,
Yeah.
the area you want, everything he wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just settling.
Jay's
Exactly.
that little red devil on your shoulder. No, I can't afford it, but if I leave
Been black a few times. Keep freezing, lads. Sound is good.
the screen going black, could have been the main camera cut now.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could have been
I'd
the
say so.
main camera. It should be good now. If it's good now, give us a thumbs up. This is the first time this has ever happened, by the way.
There's one here as well, Owen. If you're gifted money for a deposit, are you taxed on it?
So there's tax thresholds. So from a parent, if you're lucky enough throughout your lifetime. Now, if you got gifted 325 grand, you probably don't need a
once.
mortgage. But if a parent's willing to help you out, let's say you're paying high rent, gift you money tax free.
How much?
Up to 325 grand
Tax
through your
free?
lifetime. Yes.
Yeah, right, you're saying through your lifetime, right? So let's say me now, for example,
Yep.
I'm 32.
Yep.
How much can my dad give me without getting taxed?
325 grand.
What's up, that? Where did this camera?
Now, the
Papa,
thing,
can you hear me?
the thing is, if you let's say you were an only child and he gifted you 300 grand towards a house or whatever, so you've 25 grand left to use. If you inherited a house from him in the future and that's worth 500 grand, you've only 25 grand left of a threshold. You're going to be taxed on the 465 left over. So that's what I mean by throughout your lifetime.
They're rich people
So-
problem zone. We don't have to.
They
worry
are,
about that.
they're probably like as I said. I'm seeing a lot more common that the bank of mum and dad are willing, if they have the money, and if you're lucky enough to get it, they're willing to help the kids out with.
Sure, isn't
10,
that what
20,
Leo
30
said in the
grand.
news there a few years ago?
Bank of mum and dad, yeah, they were looking to tax it, and thankfully they grew a bit of common
Fucking
sense. and-
Wally.
Yeah,
Martin, there still seems to be a few issues there. Is there anything that's open on the computer that doesn't need to be opened?
YouTube and OBS is all we are working.
it's crazy all year round. To be honest, it like the next 2 weeks is gonna be chaos, because everybody wants to get into their home before
Before
Christmas.
Christmas.
Going to load in the stream,
So it's
let's
like
see if it'll
even
open.
builders or someone. Everybody just wants to get something done before Christmas.
Oh, Megan
So
Quinlan's in
from-
there. You up, Megan?
From a busiest point of view, this is definitely the next 2 weeks is the busiest 2 weeks of the year. But we've
Trying to get a mortgage. But it'll always be up and down or whatever. Or was there just like a certain timeline of the year where like it's hectic, it's booming?
Lads, look, we're just gonna pause for 2 minutes. Just give us 2 minutes. I want to try and investigate this because I fucking can't stand when shit